Now, fellow Kenyans, first I'd like to condole all family members who were affected by the flash floods that has created havoc, both destruction of lives and property to our fellow Kenyans. But this begs a question and makes us go deeper into understanding why these immense floods at this period of time. Now, you'll agree with me that these floods are happening all over the world. And if you read deeper and want to understand what is happening, for the last 3 to 4 years, scientists all over the world have been practicing what you call geoengineering at large scale. Geoengineering basically is the artificial modification of weather. When they launch these programs, their main intention is, they say, they're trying to find ways through spraying aerosols in the air to do what you call cooling of planet Earth. And now it seems like it's a bigger agenda to create more room for what you call the new world order in aspects of agricultural and food production control. Now, it is evident today that the scientists did not start these programs yesterday. The first time the scientists of America started what you call geoengineering was in the 1940s. Actually, it was started by a company called General Electric. And later on, it was transferred to the military complex, who are now running the program. These scientists understood that the best way to control, and one of the biggest assets in warfare, is through climate control or weather modification. Actually, the first time they tried weather modification is during the Vietnam War, where they ensured they created rains through what you call cloud seeding, to ensure that the enemies do not advance into the areas they wanted to move in. Now, when you look at today, the biggest agenda in the world is in the name of climate change. Now, deep down the climate change agenda, it is now evident that they are saying agricultural practices is one of the biggest causes of what you call climate change. Now, these rains and these droughts that we've been experiencing for the last 5 to 6 years, majority of the scientists in the world are proving that this is artificial and created. So basically, it's geoengineering. And they're doing this by spraying aerosols, which are basic metal oxides in the air. Some of these metal oxides are aluminum oxide, barium oxide, and strontium oxide. These oxides have advanced effect to both human lives and also crop production. The globalists discovered that the best way to control the political and financial systems in countries, one of the biggest way is through control of climate, because they can decide where we'll have rains and where it will rain and where it will not rain. Now, something that is funny is that one of the biggest seed company making in the world, in the name of Monsanto, today they have patented a special GMO seed that is resistant to what you call abiotic stress. Abiotic stress is the stress created to crops because of inorganic factors such as floods and drought. Monsanto is the only company that has a patented seed that can survive either in flash floods or extreme weather conditions, and also toxication from these metal oxides. So it is time we have to think as Kenyans. Today, we know that most of the farmers who've been doing farming are going to suffer heavy losses because of these rains. And majority of the rain tests that are being conducted in the world, because these floods are happening everywhere, it has been confirmed that all these tests, the rainwater today, consists of aluminum, barium, and strontium elements in them. So this cloud seeding activity that is being done is on a bigger agenda to create havoc and distract what you call food production. A report by the World clearly states that at the end of this season, almost 2 billion people will be affected by what you call the effects of food production due to these floods and drought. We have to start preparing ourselves for harsh and hard times ahead in terms of the harvests that are coming and food shortages. So having said that, it is time for Kenyans to brace themselves for tougher times ahead. Number one, there are 2 scenarios that are going to emanate from these scenarios, or what you call the artificial doctoring of the weather. Now, because of these changes in climate, number one, remember I said Monsanto has patented a seed which is resistant to what we call abiotic stress. So farmers all over the world will have no option than to adapt to these new seeds which are only patented by Monsanto. And at the end of the day, you end up being slaves to these globalist organizations. Remember, I told you, GMO seeds are what we call terminator seeds. Once you plant them, you can never replant them. So that means you have to go back to them for more seeds. The other thing that is going to happen, because of mitigation of what we call climate change, the globalist organizations are setting up laws and bills in different countries to bring up an idea of planting trees in the name of conservation to mitigate climate change. So Kenyans, brace yourselves. Very soon, you will start seeing laws or bills that will ensure compulsory acquisition of land by the government or the displacement of people by the government to ensure that they plant these trees. These things are coming. So Kenyans, we need to be prepared for these things that are coming. And we have to raise our voices because we see there's a direction these people are taking us. I've insisted again and again, Kenyans, it's time we update our softwares and we should read. Let us go read about chemtrails. Let us go read, I repeat again, let's go read about chemtrails. Let's go read about cloud seeding. Read about the Monsanto patent, which they've created a patent of seeds that are abiotic stress resistant. Let's be informed. Let's speak to one another. The time is now.